Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, class normally starts at 6:10. Just today that we're just trying to set everything up. But normally you can come anytime starting 6 and we'll just play music. So yeah, welcome to the brand identity and graphic design decal. So today, it's our first lecture. We'll be introducing who we are and who all you all, the class structure, and then just about more of the beginning about what is a brand and the homework. And we'll send enrollment codes at the end of this lecture. So just briefly, who we are. Um, so I'm Jago. I go by he, him, his. I'm a junior studying cognitive science. You can talk to me about design at Berkeley, making drinks in Hong Kong because I am an international student, but I'm in Berkeley right now. And my favorite brand, I didn't put it because I couldn't pick one. Last time I put Notion, but now I feel like there are other brands that are better out there. Mm, I think I like Nike. It's kind of basic, but I think it's really solid. Yeah. I'm a UI, I'm mainly a product designer, so I mainly do UI UX and some graphic here and there. So this is just an example of some of the work I've done. My Instagram, like my design Instagram and my portfolio is up there if you want to see it. Um, yeah, so I mainly do UI. And right now I'm a associate designer at ServiceNow, like part time. Yeah, that's me.
Hi, I'm Ella. I'm one of the TAs this semester, and I'm a junior art practice major. And my interests include travel, ska music. Earlier, we were talking about how like our music tastes, and my music taste is really weird. So don't talk to me about that. Um, and then you can talk to me about local arts. I'm from San Francisco and really into any local exhibitions or anything like that. And then my favorite brand is Exploratorium, and that's because I'm pretty biased because I used to work there. And here are some examples of my work. Right now, I'm working for the Fung Institute. I think we have one student who's a Fung fellow here. And so I'm the marketing intern and their illustrator. So there's like a lot of illustrative works here, and then some of my works from when I took this class on the left, and then some Brandtober stuff that was, I took Katrina's Brandtober prompts and did some fun little quirky mock-ups. So that's kind of my experience.
Hello, everyone. I'm the other lead facilitator of this class. I go by she, her, hers. I'm Katrina. I'm a senior. This is my last semester here. I study sustainable environmental design, and I have the certificate in design innovation as well. Please talk to me about The Good Place. I love that TV show. Beyond Burger, any like meat alternatives. I don't know why I've been getting really into that. I'm not like vegetarian or anything. Or the Chobani rebrand, because I love that shit. And my favorite brand is Everyday Humans. If you guys don't know, it's like a skincare sunscreen brand, like very Gen Z. Um, yeah, that's what I've been enjoying so far. This is some of my past work. As you can see, branding is just kind of like my niche right now. Ella mentioned Brandtober, and it was basically kind of just like a challenge I did where like I made a brand every day for a month, except like I couldn't keep up with it, so it lasted like several months instead. So yeah, talk to me about branding. I mean, this is the entire point of the class, so I hope you're excited about branding.
And hello, I'm the other TA. I'm Brian, he, him pronouns. I'm a junior architecture student. And then you can talk to me about weird YouTube animations, exercise and calisthenics, and injury prevention. And then Helvetica as a font. Katrina doesn't like Helvetica, but I do a lot. And my favorite brand at the moment is MailChimp. I kind of got bombarded by YouTube ads for MailChimp, but I really like how they incorporate like illustration based stuff and other graphics. And next slide. And this is just some work example that I've done. I'm not working right now, or doing any design related stuff except for this course actually. But here are just some previous work examples. My portfolio is on my website. If you want to check it out, there's more architecture stuff on there too. And then I have a little illustration account at Rice Bowl Manhattan where I just doodle a dude in a rice bowl. Yeah.
It's very cute. You can request any type of
I'll draw
rice
anything.
ball. Yeah, doing anything. Yeah. So we'll be going over the class structure. So everything you can find about this decal is on our Notion or website. So I'm going to share a different screen. Okay, so this is the Notion, or like if you go to, you see the Notion, right?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, so everything you can find is here. So just like preliminary information, and then so here's basically what you can see for the entire rest of the semester. So yeah, if you click on the homepage, this link, spring 2021, essentially it has each week's lecture topic and what date that lecture will be and what type of thing we're doing. So if you open each week, and this is the first week, you can find the slides there, the link to slides, the link for the submission for your homework, and then like what the homework is for that week, any readings that you can read if you want to, and just like what we did that class. And yeah, so and we put the recording here as well. But yeah, essentially this is where you'll be finding everything you need for the rest of the semester. And yeah, the submission link is just like a Google Drive link, so you'll just like drop your homework there. It's pretty chill. We make it seem serious, but it's very chill. Don't worry. But yeah, that's that. Let me go back. And
Cool.
yeah,
Okay, so assignments. So basically, this entire class is based on a semester-long project where you build and create your own brand. So each week we're gonna have an assignment you do, and that's gonna kind of contribute to your overall brand. So let's say, for instance, one week you'll make business cards, or another week you'll make like a poster or something. And then we'll have like short readings for you guys if you're like interested in learning more about branding. And yeah, pretty chill. Critique. So the structure of the class is basically half critique, half lecture. Right at the beginning of class, normally we'll kind of just jump into presenting what you made for the week's homework. And if you aren't like familiar with like studio classes, or you've never taken like a studio or art class here at Berkeley, critique is like a really big part of the experience. So basically, we all take a look at your homework together. Ideally, it's going to be in like groups, because I mean, 30 people in one room is like a lot for Zoom, but we'll go into breakout rooms, and you'll kind of talk about your process, why you did what you did, and then we'll give you feedback on like what worked, what doesn't, and everyone can also just chime in. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Just be respectful of each other's work, and I feel like being able to critique people and like get feedback is like a really great way to learn more about design. Again, so these are just like some community guidelines. Please be respectful, phrase critiques, and like I wish statements. So like you compliment one thing and then you say like something that could have been improved essentially. But overall, just remember it's like a safe space, and we're here to learn and have fun and like make creative friends. Competitions. So occasionally we will have in-class competitions. So we'll give you like an example prompt, like design a logo or design a poster for like a certain purpose, and you guys will go into like little breakout rooms. Ideally this would be in person, but yeah, basically you guys will work together, and it's like a good chance for you guys to get to know each other a little bit better in the class.
you also get prizes.
Oh yeah. So these are just a few examples of past work from competitions in class. I guess the prompt was like pizza or Halloween. Yeah. Oh, also, if you're interested, we have an Instagram, BIGD Decal, if you want to follow it. We'll be featuring like your work, hopefully, and just like fun things over the course of the semester. And yeah, I think the main takeaway of this class is the amount of effort you put in is the amount you get out. So you can easily make like a very minimalistic brand and like not put in too much effort. But if you really want to walk away with something that you want to put, let's say, on your portfolio and when you're applying to like internships or jobs, and you just kind of like put in a solid effort, you'll get like a really great project out of the semester. I mean, we're a pretty chill class, you'll come to know, but yeah, we're just here to support you in any way. So grading, there's a maximum of 100 points. Attendance and participation is 30% of your grade. So just like show up to lecture. It would be great if you guys could have your cameras on just so that we can have like some sort of community here. But if if your webcam doesn't work, just like let us know. And then class assignments or homework is 50%. And then the final project, which is just you compiling all of the assignments together into like a nice presentation, is 20%. And so if you want to pass, you just need like at least 70%. And if you turn in homework late, it's just like minus 50% of that assignment grade.
But literally no one fails, so don't
Yeah.
like
yeah,
if you just
yeah,
show,
it's not,
yeah.
it's like, it's very hard to like fail. You can't really fail here. We don't want to fail you, so don't worry.
Yeah, just show, like, just honestly just show up and just submit homework and you're fine.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay, so attendance, this class is synchronous, so it is hosted in real time. Unfortunately, we can't make it asynchronous just because we think critique is such a important part of the class. So please come. Recordings will be posted if you do have to miss. And we're hosting it live on YouTube, so that's also another option. And if you do have to miss a class, please just let us know 24 hours in advance. Just like email us and let us know. And 2 or more unexcused absences will just be like a no pass. So just like talk to us basically. Yeah. Okay, so this is the first class, so it's going to be pretty chill. We're just going to kind of have a short introduction from everyone, and then we'll do a pretty shortened lecture on the introduction to branding, and then that'll be it. So if anyone wants to, I guess I'll start again. Like, there's a question we have, which is, what is the right way to eat pizza? So I'm Katrina, as you guys already know. Just say your name, your major, and your favorite brand if you want, and then just answer this question. I personally think the right way to eat pizza is just like normally. So you just hold the crust and you just eat it like one by one. Yeah.
I'm Jago Junior. I guess I don't need that information, but I think the right way to eat pizza is folding in half and then eating it in half, so that the sauce doesn't drip on the like outside of the pizza or onto your mouth.
Am I supposed to go or we're going randomly?
Yeah, you can go, Ella.
Okay, just because you guys went. I think Brian and I have a kind of similar philosophy that like you can like I start in the middle of it where like the cheese is, and then like sometimes take a bite of the crust and go back to like even out the crust and the rest of it. I think that's a good strategy.
It's the only viable strategy, actually.
I could go next because I completely agree with that. I'll take like a couple bites of the first part of the pizza, like the point, and then I'll go to the crust and then go back and forth. But my name's Mia. Hi, y'all.
What's your major and age?
Sorry, I totally forgot.
Don't worry, don't worry.
I'm a media studies major and I'm 20, so I'm a junior transfer.
Nice.
I will follow that because I also totally agree that that is the right way to eat pizza. I'm Ellie. I'm a media studies major as well, and I am a graduating senior this year. So nice to meet you all.
I'm Kennedy. I'm a freshman, and my intended major is media studies. I don't know if this is the right way to eat pizza, but I don't know if this is probably psychotic either, but like I roll up my pizza into it's like a croissant and I just bite it that way, but I don't know.
Hi, I'm Gloria. This is my last year and major in art practice. I sometimes eat pizza with chopstick.
Nice.
Hello, my name is Chad. I'm a junior. I'm an economics major, and I guess I eat pizza like I just fold it like a taco.
Hi, my
Well,
name's Emily. I'm a media studies major, and then this is my senior year, so this is my last semester. Um, I just have a quick question, if anyone can answer this. If you don't have any like experience in like Adobe Photoshop or anything like that, I know the syllabus says like, oh, like it'll show you how to like to use it, but is it okay to take this if you don't have any experience?
Yeah, definitely. We've definitely had students who have zero experience. We do have like a quick lecture on like the fundamentals of Illustrator and Photoshop, and it's basically like you can do a lot with just the fundamentals. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I do think it helps to know like a little bit about Photoshop and Illustrator, but again, like if you are a complete beginner, like that's totally fine too. And we also host office hours, I believe, in case you need extra help.
Okay, thank you so much for answering.
Yeah, no worries.
and yeah, as Mia said, yeah, there's a lot of YouTube videos out there. So like we don't I guess we're not like there's the intro to Photoshop and Illustrator decal if you're looking for like actual like technical Illustrator knowledge. But a lot of us self-learn too. But yeah, we won't like that. I guess we won't directly teach, but we'll show you like different tools that you can use.
Okay.
Yeah, going off of that, I really think like when you have the principles, like I took a principles class in high school and like that was ages ago, and just practicing it is enough. So between this and YouTube videos, I think you will be fine.
I'll be fine. Okay, thank you. And I guess the right way to eat pizza is to like tear it up like from the crust and eat the crust and then just like throw away the rest that's not the crust. Okay, thank you.
I can go next. My name's Wen. I'm a freshman and I don't know my major yet, so I'll work on that. But now that you guys are saying all these answers, I feel like eating the normal way of pizza is kind of wrong now. So I just eat it normally, I guess. If there's like a good sauce for the crust, then I'll eat the crust while dipping the sauce. But if not, I throw away the crust. But yeah, I'll think about it more now that you guys are having very interesting ideas of how to eat a pizza.
I think I'll go next. My name is Angel, and I'm a media study major. I'm a senior student, so this is like my last semester. And I think the way that I eat the pizza is like is eating normally. I usually start from the tip part, and I usually throw the crust part away. So yeah.
Hi, I'm Carolyn. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a rhetoric major. I'm a junior transfer student. And I think the right way to eat pizza, I mean, it's not the right way, but like the way I do it is just fold it like a hot dog. I don't know, I like thick crust. I think those are fun. Yeah.
I have
I
been. Oh,
I can You can go, Annie.
Sorry.
I'll go next.
My name's Annie. I'm a senior studying MCB. I eat it how everyone does, just like starting from the tip. But when the cheese hardens, I just throw away the cheese and just eat the sauce and the bread.
I'll go next. Hey everyone, my name is Josh. I'm a sophomore and I'm majoring in econ. And I'm a big fan of Costco pizza. So I usually start out with like dapping up the Costco pizza with like a paper towel, just like get all the oil out. And then I just eat it normally. Yeah.
I'm gonna follow up with that because I did the same thing. My name's Narina. I'm a media studies major. I'm a third year transfer. And yeah, that's how I eat my pizza too.
I guess I'll go. Hi, I'm Sonia. I'm also a media studies major, and a sophomore. I would say the only way I can eat pizza is if I dip it in ranch dressing. I'm a big ranch fan. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, I guess I can go. I'm Megan. I'm a sophomore, intended data science major. The way I eat pizza is normally, but like the little crust I eat with ranch or like another really good sauce. But yeah, it's pretty basic.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm a sophomore majoring in econ. And the way I like to eat my pizza is I kind of like rip off the crust and save it for later because it's my favorite part.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tiffany. I'm a junior business major, and I eat my pizza pretty normally like everyone else, but it depends on the crust. Like if it's a thin crust, I'll eat it, and if it's not a thin crust, I don't eat it.
Hi. Oh, I'm Camille. I'm a sophomore studying cognitive science, and I eat pizza like normally, like from the tip to the crust. But I do prefer like having spice on my pizza, so I always add like so much like red pepper flakes on the pizza, and then I either put like buffalo sauce or sriracha or like any other hot sauce. But that's just me.
I can go next if nobody's gonna go. I'm Noelle. I'm a senior media studies major, journalism minor. I eat pizza normally, usually with ranch. I do have a puppy right here. He just has to sleep on me. And yeah, excited to be here.
I guess I'll go next. Hi, everyone. I'm Anna. I'm a freshman. I'm an intended business administration and economics major. And then, kind of like Josh, I also really like Costco pizza, and I dab my pizzas first with paper towel. And then, other than that, I just eat it normally, tip first.
Hi, everyone. I will go next. My name is Kyle. I'm a freshman who is undecided. And I do two things. One is my favorite is deep dish. So I eat it with a fork and a knife. Yes, I know. And the second thing is that I cover it in fake Parmesan cheese. You know, like this huge stuff you get from Costco. And you got to cover it to the point where you can't see the pizza anymore. So it's like a layer of snow. So, yeah.
I can go next. My name is Mahalet. I'm a sophomore studying cognitive science, and I eat pizza like I fold it, and then if it's not thin crust, I'll eat the crust. But I hate thin crust pizza.
I can go next. My name is also Katrina, and I'm a senior studying data science, and I just eat pizza normally, but I will try these other methods next time.
My name is Jordan. I'm a senior studying cog sci. I eat my pizza, I guess the way that Ella had mentioned from the very beginning, like biting it kind of in random places wherever I see fit. And now I'm on Domino's website, probably gonna order some pizza. So thanks, guys.
Maybe we should interject for the people. I know there are a couple people in the chat who can't use their audio right now.
Yeah. Ella, do you want to read them out?
Yeah, sure. There's Vivian, and she says, "Hi, sorry, I can't really talk right now. But my name is Vivian, and I am a senior art practice major, and she folds her pizza in half." And I think there's one more person. But if somebody else, is there anybody else who needs to go?
I could do mine real quick, I guess. I'm Mira. I'm also a cog sci major. Heck yeah. I'm a senior, hopefully graduating. And I eat pizza basically the normal way, but I hate the crust, but my sister really likes the crust. So we have like this pizza relationship where she'll eat the crust and I'll eat all the other bits from her. So it works out in the end.
Nice, that's perfect. And then Anna is a senior in global studies and Slavic studies, interesting. And pro pizza folding and dipping in sliver green sauce, which I fully support.
Is that everyone?
Ooh. Is that everyone? All right.
Even if not, we weren't even keeping track, so doesn't matter.
Take notes, there's a test.
Yeah, we were debating about this when we were calling, and we were just like, let's just ask everyone what they think the right way is. And I didn't know there were so many interesting ways you could eat pizza, but because I guess we asked like in the application, we asked like the cereal soup. The overwhelming majority was like no, but we found this like one person said like soup is an allegory for life. Take a bunch of memories, interactions, elements, mix it up together, mix it up with the simmering heat of passion, and add some salt to taste. Much the same, cereal is an uncomplicated soup, a simple life. We accepted her, but she didn't accept us, so so
she was next level.
Yeah. She was on philosophical shit, so yeah. Okay, so now we're going to a very, I guess, like content heavy class. Generally, classes the lectures aren't this, I guess, theoretical, but because we are setting like the premise for the rest of the semester, this will be probably the most vertical. And just to know, this is just from our interpretation of what the brand is. Especially if you take business, you might hear other things. So take everything with a grain of salt and what you like. So out of all the million brands out there, like Disney, Nestle, I know these are pretty like big brands, but like especially with, I think like you see on social media, there's like a lot of newer brands, like newer local brands, or that have done like online marketing, like Lumen. I get all those ads a lot, or like yeah, things like that. There's so many brands out there, but why do we choose some brands over others, right? Like we're presented with a variety of choices, but we always sort of gravitate towards one or more. So that sort of like leads to a question like, what is a brand actually? Like why do we choose to resonate with some over others? So think about, I guess I'll ask you guys like to just think about, you can type it or you just like think about it, but what do you think is a brand? You don't have to say anything just because it's kind of awkward, but just think about it.
If you want to say something, you can though.
Yeah.
When I first think of brand, like what is a brand? I think it's like what is the most recognizable aspect of that certain business.
For sure. Like it, I guess like you like a brand is what you see, right? Like is the what you see out of a company, right? Essentially. Anyone else? If not, just think about it. But yeah. So now we're gonna tell you what we think it is, but you don't have to take this. But according to this guy, a brand is a person's gut feeling about a company. Similar to what Emily said, it's essentially how we perceive the brand. It's not what the company thinks. Like the company is not the one making the brand. It's really the people who are on the opposite end of that like spectrum or that relationship determining what the brand is. Because at the end of the day, the company can make whatever graphics, whatever like messaging, but it's not up to them to determine what their brand stands for and what their brand is about. So I guess in our perspective, we think a brand comprises of three main things. Oh wait, that's not the slide, but a brand is emotional relationship between the company and consumer. As I just said, it's kind of intangible. Amidst millions of products and the power of choice, we connect with specific companies. We fall in love and trust them and believe in their promise to us. So, as I just said, the three main things that I think a brand has is a brand purpose, a brand positioning, and a brand identity. So these three components make up a brand strategy, which essentially is what the company, like what you see from a company, like and what they think internally, and hopefully what they think internally is what the people they're targeting see. Might not always be the case, but this is what at least on the other, like the company end is comprised of. So obviously this class is focused on identity purely because it is a graphic design class, but we'll be going over the other two today just so that especially when you start your own brands, you can think about what its purpose positioning is so you can build an identity for the brand. So I would say also like I would say on a spectrum of like tangible to intangible, I guess the identity is the most tangible part where you see it visually, and like purpose positioning is what more like intangible. Yeah. Also, what is the difference between a brand identity and brand logo? So the identity, as I said, is more tangible. It embodies what the brand stands for. It is consistent. It unifies, and the logo is just an execution of the identity. So people often like assume that the logo is the brand, but that's a very small part of what the brand actually is. It's just an asset of the identity. And yeah, here's I guess, a diagram that shows that.
Cool, thank you. So yeah, you'll definitely learn that a logo is not a brand. That is like one of the most important lessons to note. I freelance a lot, and I feel like a lot of people just come with the assumption that like if you have a logo, you just have everything down, but that's definitely not the truth. But we'll be going over a few like case study examples of brands just so that you guys can get the flow of what we mean. Starting with Glossier. If you don't know Glossier, it's a very millennial brand, very skincare focused makeup brand for usually women in their like 20s and 30s. They have like that iconic bubble wrap pink packaging, very like fun and easy vibes. They try to be as inclusive as possible, and their entire mission is just like accept yourself, have fun with makeup. So as you can see in their products, pink, like millennial pink, is their main color. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like Supreme if you look at like the slanted font and like the really simple logo, but they were kind of just going for like very minimalistic, very pink, very simple yet fun. You can see it in their website as well. It's like the whole premise is like skincare first, makeup second, and it's just like you see all different skin tones holding the products and all that stuff. So I feel like they do a pretty good job. I feel like Glossier has kind of been on a little bit of like they've like dipped in popularity. That's my hot take, but we can talk about that another time. So it's like a little bit of an outdated brand now, but I feel like they really kind of set the tone for a lot of these current skincare brands that are trying to aspire to like this level of funness and ease and like minimalistic, like trendy graphic design thing. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. They're definitely doing really well now, but I feel like they won't. I don't know. This is a hot take. I don't think they'll like be as successful as they were before.
Okay, so yeah, also if you have any questions, you can always ask about in the chat, and hopefully one of the TAs will also answer. But yeah, so going into the first part of like that 3-part brand strategy is the brand purpose. So this is more of like the foundation of your brand. So what is your brand going to achieve? So there's often a mission. So a brand, like a company has a mission which where they stand for something and have a purpose, because you don't create a brand for nothing. You have to do something with it. It is often what the unique selling point of the brand is, and there's also vision. So while the brand has a mission, so there's also a greater goal that the company is aiming for. It moves both the customers and employees forward. It's often sweet, short, and like pretty human centric, and reflects the brand values. So mission is to today, and vision is to tomorrow. And those last, I guess, like the last part of the brand purpose is its brand values. So these are like mainly the principles that the brand support, principles that support the company's vision, mission, culture, and voice. It brings character to the company, both visually, based on like their identity, or just like their like how they active and so how they present themselves in social media. Like for example, in Wendy, I guess Wendy's as an outdated example, but like like how they always try to seem quirky in their tweets. Like that's example of a brand value. Like if and that reflects in how they present themselves compared to like other companies like a McDonald's. It's often these brand values are often short adjectives that describe like certain brand aspects. So, for example, integrity, honesty, competency, authority, diversity. The ones on the right, I think, are I forgot which brand it was, but the 5 on the right was one brand. I think it was McDonald's actually. Um, yeah, fast, better, and slow. Sometimes it can be a phrase, but I guess they prioritize like speed. For example, like I guess Katrina will go to more examples, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, back to Glossier and studying their values. They want to be inclusive and accepting of all body types and all skin tones, ideally. And you can see that in their campaign for one of their body wash products called Body Hero, and you can see that in their like art direction and photography. And yeah, I think they did a pretty like tasteful job of that. Another value is they really want to uplift and celebrate the customers and like real people wearing their products in real life. So if you look at their social media and like other platforms, they do make like a conscious effort to like amplify and promote their actual audience, and they'll feature them like using their products a lot. So they're pretty in tune with their audience and their fans, and they like interact with them and they prioritize them and they like highlight them. So yeah, again, they're inclusive, devoted to the customer, they're playful, community driven. They market to a fairly diverse demographic, or at least they try to, evident in the model body types and the larger range of concealer and foundation tones than like other companies per se. And they're always interacting with and celebrating their customers. You can also see this in Glossier Play, which is an extension of their brand they released a couple of years ago, I think. And it's just a little bit more playful, like a lot of glitter, a lot of like shimmery products, You can even see it in their like logo. It's just like swirly and fun, and it's dialed up beauty basically. So their mission is to celebrate all kinds of people, create a platform for people to learn and share their makeup and skincare tips. They originally started out as a blog actually called Into the Gloss, where they kind of they were like the big sister and they shared like the insider beauty tips and skincare and the best products. And then they eventually evolved into Glossier. And their ultimate vision is just an inclusive, accepting, community driven society that understands that beauty comes in many different forms and it's very diverse and there's no like one set definition or standard. Okay, so that concludes our first case study. This is the second case study. Dipsy, they're a much less well-known brand. They're actually like a short, sexy audio story brand where it's like you like, I guess if you've listened to the Calm app or Headspace, like it's like that, except instead of meditation, it's like sexy audio stories. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I feel like there are very few platforms that do this, so it's not a saturated market at all. And then yeah, it's a thing, and their customers are like really enthusiastic. So I thought it would be interesting to go into this. Yeah, and as you can see, I feel like their branding is pretty beautiful. So they have a great use of colors and icons, and you can see right away from their website the illustration here with like the lips. It's just very sultry. The colors evoke like, I don't know, emotion and lust in the reds, and we'll go over color theory in another lecture, but yeah, they have like these cute little illustrations. If you look at their Instagram feed, which I think is one of the most beautiful Instagram feeds like of any brand, you'll see it's like a rainbow, and as you scroll, like it'll turn from like green to blue to red to orange, and I just like really admire their social media manager for like thinking about that, and it's just very thoughtful. And it's just like a mixture of, you know, social media templates with tweets or like hand-drawn illustrations or like just beautiful art direction and photography. So their values are all about embracing sexuality and confidence, really empowering their users, increasing intimacy with themselves and their partners, overall health and well-being, and feminism. Their mission is to empower women who are pretty much their like target demographic, and just like, you know, just enhance intimacy and confidence and explore and debunk like topics that normal people would consider taboo. And they approach the topic of sex mentally rather than physically. I think one of their main values is like they acknowledge that sometimes there's a mental barrier when it comes to that kind of stuff. And their vision is to just normalize that global perspective on sex and just encourage conversations around it to achieve like a healthier, more fulfilling life. Okay, and our third case study is Hims. It's a men's health and wellness brand. It's sex, skincare, and hair care for men. And so you'll see that they kind of approach this a lot differently than how Dipsy did it. Dipsy is a little bit more gentle, a little bit more like artistic. But yeah, both ways were pretty effective, as you'll see. So this is their website. Pretty straightforward. It kind of hits you right away with like this image, and a lot of their photos are just very like playful and suggestive, and they don't outright like show anything, but yeah, I think they do a good job with their art direction and photography. So as you can see, they cover like skin, hair, and sex. And so yeah, they their whole thing is like well-being, health, comfort, honesty, and openness. And you know, sometimes guys don't really feel comfortable like getting into self-care or like doing those things just because, I don't know, it's like not normalized, which is kind of stupid. But yeah, Hims is trying to like change the conversation around that. So their mission, and you can see it right from their website, is to create an open and empowered male culture that results in more proactivity around health and preventative self-care. And their vision is to enable a conversation that's currently closeted. Like they say, men aren't supposed to care for themselves. We call bullshit the people who depend on you and care about you want you to. So to do the most good, you must be well. So, and I think they put that really beautifully in their website.
So yeah, that's essentially the brand purpose. So you can tell like mission is more of like the what they're doing, and then the vision's like what they hope to achieve by doing what they're doing. So now we're going into brand positioning. So yes, a brand has like a mission, but like how do they do it? How do they enter the space that they want to enter? So I guess the first part is the actual product. So given the mission and vision, brands channel that through selling a product or service for a specific target market. And then also, I guess you also have to think about like how your product specifically benefits consumers and how you differentiate yourself from other competitors. This is often done through persona. So these are essentially a persona. What a persona is a conceptualized human group of with specific character traits and specific character traits and like habits and likes, and brands build this in order to optimize their product and the advertising to cater for these people. So a question you might have is like, oh, can't brands like target everyone? Like if they want to like make a lot of money, right? Like it makes more sense to target a lot of people. But if you really like, I guess look into the details, a majority of the like revenue from a brand comes from the smallest percentage of people. For example, like on Spotify, the biggest revenue comes from paid users, even though there's a lot of like free users, right? Like there's probably more free users than paid users. So it's the same format. So like it's more better to stick to a loyal persona and make them like become within your ecosystem, or like your local like buy your stuff more or do your service more, just so you earn more money. Yeah, and some companies have like 2 to 3 personas, or like a main and like side personas. So, oh yeah, basically, who do you think your persona is? It's like basically it's 20% of your customers, which give you 80% of your income. If your brand is not like money generating, just think who your target, like who's your brand serving. So some components of persona include demographics, goals, pains, preferences, and yeah. So you'll be doing this, or you have to think about this for sure in the next few weeks, because you'll be building your own brand. And here's just like example of like an image that includes all this information. And this is like a persona for someone in a book club, or for I guess a book reading app. You don't have to read the specific details, but yeah, just know that brands have a persona. The next part is your competitors. So if you want to, you have to position your brand to stand out against its competitors, and you have to figure out who those competitors are, right? Like what can you offer that's different? So what I often do, or what is often done, is that you put your brands across like a spectrum. So you put a spectrum of 2 adjectives or 2 sets of adjectives. So for example, let's say you want to make like a sustainable hypebeast brand. So to figure out your competitors, you figure out which companies are which companies out there are sustainable versus unsustainable, and which companies are more hypebeast versus chic. You can make the spectrum anyway, but this just helps you determine like, oh, where should I stand out? Maybe I should stand out in like the top left quadrant because there's no competitors there. Or you could stand, I guess, like try to stand somewhere that's like I guess far enough away from each person that you are your own company. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to study personas in the case of Glossier, ideally anyone can be a consumer. They pride themselves on catering to all ages, and you'll see that in their social media. But their branding, which is very cute, pink and sleek and minimalistic, resonates most with millennials, which do make up the majority of their consumer market. Uh, Here you can see like on the right, it goes from natural. On the left, it would be like, I guess, not super natural, more like really heavy makeup. And then the top would be inclusive versus the bottom is like a little bit exclusive. And so normally brands try to hit that sweet spot of the very top corner right quadrant just because like normally the good adjectives are on the right and the top. So I feel like, yeah, like Lime Crime, I feel like they've had a few controversies and they're not really in the spotlight anymore. And like MAC, it's like pretty heavy makeup. They can be a little exclusive when you go into their shop sometimes. But yeah, you kind of want to go onto like inclusive and natural, and in Glossy's case, they're kind of like in the right quadrant. In terms of Dipsy, their persona is ideally a woman seeking confidence and comfortability. They do primarily cater to women identifying people, and I mean, men and women can listen, but millennial women are definitely their majority market just because they're an app-based platform. And I feel like, you don't really see like elderly people very tech savvy doing that stuff. So yeah. Their competitors, pretty interesting. Like I feel like if you tried to make a chart like that, not a lot would come up right now. I feel like they're one of the most prominent brands of their kinds. I'm not too certain, but it's a pretty unique idea and there's pretty unique branding behind it to complement it. So I feel like they've positioned themselves pretty strongly. And you can see in a lot of their assets, like stickers and posters, they've done a really good job of, art direction and illustration style and just really evoking like stuff that will, get a rise out of you, like between the copywriting and the illustrations and like the really vibrant colors. Yeah. Hymns, they're targeting males, young and aging, just men who maybe aren't really comfortable talking about health or exploring that side of themselves, and also men who want prescriptions at an affordable price. Their competitors are Roman and Onyx, and yeah, they all kind of do the same thing, but I feel like Hims kind of stands out in terms of their branding. As you can see, they have very suggestive photography. So, use the eggplant to, hint at something else. Their packaging is pretty sleek. They want to appeal to the male consumer, and I guess people kind of associate that with darker colors, more minimalistic branding. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially we only went over, I guess, like purpose and positionings, and next class we'll go over identity, which makes the foundation for the rest of the course. But the homework, oh, this is wrong date, but should be next week.
Okay, I'm taking it over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So choose a brand to move forward with. And then you collect some accompanying personal imagery. Oh, sorry, I'm misreading this. So come up with an imaginary company and think about your mission, values, and positioning. This does not have to be finalized. Like you just start thinking about what you want your brand to be, and start thinking about your names. You can use this name generator, and then your assignment is to create a mood board, and you can do this with Pinterest. And so when you're creating your mood board, you can think about, again, look back and think about mission and vision and values and positioning. And I think that'll help you gather your images. And then
Yeah.
Brian, yeah.
Yeah, and then for submission, there's a submission folder link in our syllabus on the website. I'll send it to you at the end. And then basically submit the Pinterest link, think of some questions, just maybe like put it on a doc, like Google Doc document or something. Yeah. and then just think about it more or less. You don't have to finalize it right away, but the later you finalize it, the more work you have to rework for your assets. So it's good to have a solid foundation.
Yeah, I think we're doing like a Google form. This like I guess this is the only time you do a Google form, so we just have you put like we just basically make you fill out each of the fields and put the Pinterest link. If you need advice on how to use Pinterest, we can show you right now because we have time. Okay, so I'm going on Pinterest. I feel a lot of designers use this a lot because it's really everything. So essentially what you do is you basically make a new like a board for your brand, whatever brand name. So I'll just put like for BIGD brand. And then for let's say I want to make like a cafe brand. So I'm gonna search like cute aesthetic cafes. Like I guess an actual like goal I want to do is like own a cafe. And Hong Kong's really popular, but yeah, so I might like add basically if you find an image that you might like, just like I don't like this one. I like those like really Korean cafes. So let's say like, oh, something like this. Like I like this like type of brand photography. So I'm gonna do is like when you click on image, just go to add it to the board that you just made, 50 brand, and then I think it's saved. So yeah, just add like around 30 pins. Try to add like both images like that reflect your brand or like also like maybe like let's say posters. Or like coffee posters, right? Like basically try to like find assets that might make your brand. For example, like well, I kind of like this brand, like this type of style, so I'm going to add it to my brand. So yeah, try to like find like lots of different images that help you make your brand.
Yeah, I think what I do and what really helps is I kind of just go off of other graphic design styles that I see on Pinterest. If there's like a font I really like, then I'll pin that, or like a color palette that I really enjoy from an illustration. So it doesn't have to be like completely related to, let's say, like a cafe, but as long as it kind of like fits the vibe, I would say like pin it. It's like very open to your interpretation. The beautiful thing about Pinterest is their algorithm. So if you like one thing, like they'll be like, oh, you like that, and they'll show you like a shit ton of like other things that are like in the same kind of realm, and so it gets really easy to start pinning a lot of things.
Yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to ask so, and in the chat or verbally. But enrollment. So if you do plan on staying this class, okay, if you don't plan on staying, let us know, and then we'll send you the codes if you don't say anything. And I think the enrollment deadline is Wednesday, so we'll basically give you a permission code. It's a 6-digit. No, we'll give you two things: the class code and the your enrollment code. So the class code is 5 digits, and your personal password is 6 digits. So just keep that in mind.
And then to basically enroll, you go on Cal Central, you press like the add tab.
Should I do it?
Yeah, sure, do it.
Okay. You can look at my.
Yeah, it's under the My Academics thing.
Yeah, so you press add. Spring. Oh, the Zoom camera thing is like in the way. So the class number is here. Yeah, it's 5 digits, and then I think once you enter the class, it'll ask you to put a password, at a 6-digit password, right after.
Yeah. And then you just press enroll, and it should work.
Yeah, I think that's essentially it.
Yeah. This was a shortened lecture, so normally the other ones will be a little bit longer. But yeah, if you have any questions, we'll be here. So like feel free to stay back. But that's it for our class. So thank you for coming to our first one, and we hope to, see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait, so if we don't email you, then that means we want to stay in the class.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
if you want to stay, don't do anything and we'll just email you. But if you explicitly do not want to stay in the class, let us know so that we know to like not give you a code.
Oh, okay.
Will you send us the class code as well? Like together
Yeah,
with
we'll send you everything that you need.
Okay, thank you.
I was wondering if it's possible. Oh, sorry. I was wondering if it's possible to audit the class. Like, I'm fully intending on taking it for units right now, but there's one class that, as late as it is pending whether or not it needs to be added to my schedule. And so if it does, then I might have to like transition and not take it for units, but I'd like to stay in it and like come to lectures and stuff. Is that a possibility, or what would that look like?
Yeah, you can definitely audit the course, but if you're auditing, basically you won't get like the critique portion because that's kind
Right.
of just reserved for people in the class. But yeah, we're like